Hello everyone, back tuning in to today's video. Going to have a look at when it's week to 10 days. In today's video, this takes us to the 13th of August. Unsettled at the moment, cool and showery. This is going to persist into the start of next week, but still looks like we're on course for something warmer and drier to be coming along as we get through into the second half of next week, heading up towards the middle part of the month. So everything's still on course, essentially, for what we've been talking about recently, which is a increasing trend towards warmer and drier conditions up towards the middle part of the month. So we'll talk you through everything that's going on at the moment. We're going to start off with the 500 millibar height anomaly flow charts for the next week to 10 days. We've got the ECWF here on the top, and the GFS, we'll have a look at in a moment, is on the bottom. 500 millibars, 80,000 feet is an area in the absolute high pressure and low pressure are being moved around by the jet stream running above. The brighter colours, sort of reds and oranges, are extrapolating to high pressure. The blue colours are extrapolating to low pressure. This is from the PSU website by way of Penn State University. So we find that we've got in the 7 to 10 day time frame an area of above average heights building to our southwest. The below average heights that's given us, and is continuing to give us, an unsettled spell of weather being pushed up towards the north of the country. The jet stream indicated by the dark lines also going northwards as well. So that does look like an improving picture as we're heading into the second week of August, running up towards the middle part of the month. Looks like we've got an improving picture here with high pressure building to our southwest. Now the jet stream isn't completely going away. There is still probably enough influence from the jet, particularly for the northern part of the country, to be bringing some unsettled conditions at times. So it's an improving picture, but it's not totally high pressure dominated. But high pressure is centred at that point anyway over top of the country. The GFS is actually a little bit more settled in the 7 to 10 day time frame this morning. It is getting that area of above average heights of high pressure almost centrally located over the top of the country, and the below average heights are being pushed even further north. Jet stream also is going further north as well. So out of the two, if you want to settle down warm weather as head up towards the middle part of August, the GFS is probably the best. The ECWF still has a little bit of influence from the jet stream, but they are both going in the same direction, which is an increasing trend towards above average heights as we head up towards the middle part of August. Therefore, an increasingly warm and dry situation next week. We can see this on the GFS temperature and precipitation ensembles next 2 weeks. The red line here is the 30-year upper air temperature average. So we're cooler than average at the moment. We're staying cooler than average for the next week, really up to around the 10th of August. That's that period just there. Generally on the cooler than average side, certainly with the upper air temperatures. Of course, if the sun comes out at this time of year, it is going to still feel quite warm in the sun, but temperatures on the cool side for the next week. But after that, we do see signs that temperatures are climbing. They're starting to recover through the second week of August, heading into the middle part of the month. This period just here, it looks like the temperatures are at least getting back to average and probably even going warmer than average in some respects. For precipitation, so showery conditions really over the next few days into the weekend. Not desperately wet, but there will be some showers around. Early next week, actually looking a little bit more unsettled again. Monday, Tuesday, could be some quite wet weather then. But after that, there's actually a drying trend appearing as we're heading into the middle part of the month. And again, that is associated with that ridge building up from the southwest. Doesn't do much of temperature anomalies in the next week though, so from the 3rd to the 11th of August we're coming out cooler than average for the UK and many northwestern parts of Europe. The precipitation anomaly is still a little bit on the wetter than average side as well for the next week. These will be trending warmer and drier over coming days if the models have got this correct. So this is how things are looking on Monday, bringing low pressure in off the Atlantic, so it does turn early next week, more unsettled actually. Low pressure is centering itself over the country through Monday and Tuesday. Expect showers or longer spells of rain there and probably bringing a cool wind down from the north. Excuse me, then after that, we build this ridge up from the southwest, the Azores High begins to make its presence felt, and then that continues into the second half of next week. So by the time you get through to Friday the 11th, actually we've got a nice area of high pressure, not quite centred over the top of the country, but it is close enough to be bringing a lot of pretty dry and warm weather to many parts of the British Isles. That's well and truly breaking out of the unsettled spell of weather there. Another change of this very, very topsy-turvy summer, if this is right. We move up to day 10, which takes us to day 10, still with quite a bit of high pressure influence to the south, though it's beginning to turn a little bit more unsettled up to the north and the northwest of the country. And for a time, around the middle part of the month, it does turn a little bit more unsettled briefly, but it doesn't take long to get us back to high pressure again. So, for example, this is by Thursday the 17th of August, where high pressure is once more starting to re-establish itself. So an increasing trend here towards anticyclonic conditions, really, as we're moving into the middle part of August from the GFS model. Another really quite substantial change, and as I said, what has been a very, very topsy-turvy summer. This is the E70F. Now we know from a high anomaly the E70F wasn't quite as close with the ridge of high pressure, so I expect this to be a little bit more unsettled. This is how Monday's looking, with low pressure coming in off the Atlantic. It will be an unsettled start to next week, most definitely. By Wednesday, we're trying to get this ridge going from the Azores, but actually this area of low pressure is running in over top, keeping things quite unsettled into the middle part of next week. So, for example, by Friday the 11th, where the GFS is actually building that high pressure in, the ECF still looks quite unsettled, actually, with low pressure close to the country. It's not until we get beyond that to Saturday the 12th and then Sunday the 13th, which is day 10, that we start to get this strong build of high pressure from the Azores. But even then, it's still a little bit more unsettled to the far north of the country. The ECF does eventually get there, and if you have a look at the upper air temperatures, we see we do eventually finish up with something quite a lot warmer and drier, particularly to the south. It just takes longer, really, to get there than the GFS, but they are still both trending in the same direction, so it's still the same storyline that we've had in the recent updates. Unsettled in the foreseeable future, which is kind of like the next week, really, or I should say unsettled in the reliable time frame, if you like. So in the next 5-7 days, expect more showers, if not longer spells of rain, and the temperatures are going to be quite cool too. The change looks like it's taking place within the 7 to 10 day time frame, so the second half of next week, and then running up to the middle part of the month. Increasing influence from high pressure from the Azores should break us out for a time anyway of this unsettled weather, and we may get a few days of drier and warmer conditions. Whether that then extends into something more prolonged in terms of, well, hotter, drier conditions, as the GFS this morning is indicating, bit dubious about that. The jet stream seems quite strong, and it would be a big change, to go into an extended period of high pressure. So I suspect a few days of dry, warm weather, and then probably breaking down is the way this will go. But as ever, we'll keep you posted, and let's just get the ridge in first of all, and then we can see what happens after that. Right, JMA Friday tomorrow we'll have a detailed look at the next month. That will take us through August, just about to the start of September. So come back for that tomorrow. That's all for now, and thanks for watching.